What's going on YouTube? Back again with another video. This is low tier.
Oh, I can't believe you've done this.
Well guys, maybe one day we'll get him on the channel, but for now, unfortunately, it's just me, Rush G, with another control pad video. As promised, I've got the Street Fighter X Tekken controller. This was supposed to be a brand new controller, obviously brand new new packaging, unused, and unfortunately, the guy that sold it to me didn't know it was used, so it is actually a used control pad. Nevertheless, we can give it a go and see how it runs. I mean, I've had a little practice in training mode. I had no matches online with it, and it seems fine, to be fair, can't complain. So I'll just talk about the pad before we go into a few games and see what it's like in some real-time matches. Pad itself, it feels really good. I mean, I had the Street Fighter 4 Madcatz pad on the, I'm pretty sure it was Xbox 360. I bought the pad, I opened it, I played with it, and I was like, oh hell, nah. Packaged it back up, sent it back. I was that keen to know more about the control pad, I even ordered a second Street Fighter 4 Xbox 360 pad, just in case the one I had was faulty. I opened the box, plugged it in, unplugged it, put it back in the box. So I never bothered to invest in the Street Fighter X Tekken controller. I thought they were pretty much the same, and I think they're actually different. Pad itself is quite small, but it has a similar sort of shape to the Hori Fighting Commander. The shape itself feels very familiar, and I'd say the D-pad placement is actually quite nice as well. D-pad, interesting about D-pad, you see there, it really sticks out from the actual face of the D-pad, and you know what, I like that. I think it's a real good idea for it to have it pushed out so much, because then your thumb will not get stuck in the ridges of the plastic. That was a problem on the PowerA control pad. So this actually feels really nice. The buttons are super close as well. So look at those buttons. They're really close. Great for clinking and pressing multiple buttons at the same time. That's very important with Street Fighter. B trigger, we'll be pressing those two together. B skill, we'll be pressing those two together. And there are situations where you want to press 2 punches and 2 kicks together, when you want to get EX moves if you don't rely on the trigger or a shoulder button to get your 3 punches and 3 kicks. So that's a really nice design there to have them so close, and the button size is very big. It's, well, I wouldn't say it's very big, it's big compared to some of the other control pads, which is very nice. Perfect. I didn't realise this and I completely forgot, but if you can see there, I've got to be careful because the lighting's not great here, if I'm honest. So there's 2 shoulder buttons, L1, well it's L1 and L2 actually, in terms of labelling. I thought for some reason that there was 2 shoulders on the right hand side. It is one of those 8 button pads, it's not a 10 button pad. Not a big deal for most people, but for me I prefer, as you know now, the 2 shoulders on the right hand side. But you know, other than that, it feels really good. It's got like a, how would you explain it? It's plastic, but it's a very like rubbery, should I say, a rubbery finish on the back. And you see that there. Again, the lighting's not great, is it? To capture this, but yeah, it's a very like rubbery. You see, like a very matte finish. It's very tacky actually, and I have cleaned it as well. So that feels quite nice in terms of grip. Very plasticky though. It feels super cheap, very plasticky. But then it is a pad from what? Around about like the 2000s, like say mid 2000s. Just to compare as well, put it side by side with the Hori Fighting Commander. You can see the Hori Fighting Commander is just a slight bit bigger. It's definitely wider, taller, only by a smidgen. But the button size is probably about the same. These ones, the button placement is much closer on the Hori. It's the D-pad really. D-pad's the big difference between the 2. Of course, obviously, that's a 10 button pad. This is a 8 button pad, so you've got the 2 shoulders on the Hori as well. I stopped using the Street Fighter 4 Xbox 360 pad, and I bought Street Fighter 4 on the PC, and that was the pad I used on PC. It was the Super Pad 8, and that's a lot smaller, again compared to a lot smaller than the Madcatz pad. But this one felt much better to me. just going back to why I didn't like this pad, it was because of the inputs. Whenever I press jump, sorry, not this pad in particular, the Street Fighter 4 Xbox 360 pad, whenever I jump or like do like a quarter circle forward, quarter circle backwards, I would get jump inputs. So I'm pretty sure my accuracy was good enough back then, but I'll be neutral jumping, I'll be jumping forwards. That's what I didn't like. But already with this pad, I noticed that that's not happening, so that's a good sign. So guys, that's the quick overview. Let's get into some matches. Rightio guys, we've got the pad all set up, and we're going to rock a couple of casual matches just to show off what the pad's all about. The configuration I've got on this controller, so normal face buttons, but I've actually got it's L2 on this pad, the right shoulder 3 punches, and I got the left shoulder 3 kicks. The reason for that is because my inputs using the D-pad and this shoulder button, I really struggle to get moves on this side. Generally I like 2 shoulder buttons this side on the right rather than 1 there. I just can't do D-pad and shoulder at the same time with my left hand. So the 3 punches is more important to me than the 3 kicks. So we've got 3 punches there. If I need to use like SFxT or anything, I'll try and press 2 kick buttons together. But it's not massively important, so it should be fine. But we just have a couple of games to test the pad. I've already played with it quite a bit actually, and it does generally feel quite good, but you have to be very rough on the D-pad to get your inputs. If you're too soft on the D-pad, your moves do not come out. Too much dashing already. In terms of inputs and the actual feel of the pad, it feels fine, man. It feels really good. I don't really know the Seth matchup. Oh damn, that was unfortunate. So yeah, the pad itself, it feels great in the hand. I love the buttons on the face of the pad. Very close together, which is very important. And the D-pad is okay. It protrudes out quite a bit, if you can see that, like on the camera. I really am not familiar with this matchup. And even the shoulders themselves as well, they feel great. They're not too sensitive, you know what I mean. Let's try to get something going now. So you can already see I'm getting a few bad inputs. That's just me and muscle memory, so don't worry about that too much. I feel really sluggish on this pad compared to my other controllers, but it's because I don't actually know how to use it yet. I haven't put enough mileage on it as of yet. And this guy's playing super lame as well, so I think that's punishable, but I'm not sure. Oh, the delay. Oh, the delay. Oops, wrong DP. That's the V trigger option, isn't it? So yeah, that should have been light punch DP. But yeah, it does feel good. You just have to be like super aggressive on the D-pad to get your inputs. If you're too like lackadaisy, if you're too soft on it, your jumps won't come out, your DPs won't come out. I cannot DP on this pad. Like I just can't do it. I can't anti-air Dragon Punch at all. It's really tough. So you've got to be really aggressive to get your inputs. And I imagine that's why the rubbers wear out underneath. any of you guys have seen the LTG videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. He reviewed the pads a long time ago, because they're old obviously, been out for ages. This crouching melee kick is really good. I think that's punishable, that is. Yeah, I thought so. Never understand like when people don't quick rise. It's such a weird behaviour. When people are knocked down, they just don't get up. It makes me more anxious. DP? No. Oops, that's bad input. Dash. I don't think this person knows the frame rate, you know. The only button they're going to use. He wanted DP then. That was an error on my behalf. I should have done medium punch DP into CA there. I didn't get the super off the DP. Again, it's just poor muscle memory. That's all really. So I tried to do like the shortcut, like the DP, then another quarter circle into the kick to get the super. Never came out. But it's weird, like what I noticed with this pad is considering I picked it up and started playing with it straight away. This is only like hour number 3 or 4, I would say max at a stretch. Probably like third hour I've played on this pad. But from the very start, the pad felt natural to me. It's probably because it looks and feels very similar to the Hori. It is smaller than the Hori though. That's one thing I will point out. But reflecting on the pad and comparing it to the what would it have been at the time? It was the Street Fighter 4 pad that I mentioned in the intro. So the Street Fighter 4 Xbox 360 pad was nothing like this. That pad was poor, really bad. This one does feel a lot better. I'm quite confident with the inputs. Like in terms of execution, the execution feels really good. Comfort in your hands feels very good. I don't think it's big enough for me. I think my hands are a little too big for the pad. Whereas the PowerA control pad and even the 8-bit do pad, they felt foreign. Do you know what I mean? I think those are pads styles that I was used to back in the day, but I've kind of grown to like controllers like the Hori Fightpad and the Razer as well. The Razer really grew on me. The more I use the Razer, the more I began liking that pad. I've actually got rid of the Razer now. It's gone. It's not really a pad that I wanted to invest in long term. The Hori does it for me. It's perfect, but this is actually very close to the Hori. I said the buttons, the layout's perfect. They're so close, and being close is good for when you're trying to like press multiple buttons at the same time to get your EX moves. That's really important. The space out too far, that's not a good design for a fighter, in my opinion. Is that his V skill? What the hell was that move? I've never seen that move before. Oh, this guy's just going mad. It's a little laggy. Okay, I'm surprised I landed that. If I'm completely honest. Ah, damn. That was supposed to be DP, she's all there. I'll take it. Why not? We'll do it again. Oh, damn. He skanked me like that. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. He's definitely getting a stand heavy kick into DP on block. Definitely. I wasn't comfortable because I can't anti-air. I cannot do it. Ah, damn. Oh man, I didn't even see that gonna hit. I set up the stand heavy kick on block to do the XDP, and it crush countered. I wasn't ready for that at all. So if he neutral jumps, I'm gonna CA. That feels very plus. There we go. This guy does not know who he's messing with. I think he's gonna wake up. TP. Nope. Said, you know, so I didn't get my double dash then. That was just again bad muscle memory. You can see there, I'm getting a few drops now. I'm guessing he tried to cancel that into V trigger or something. I don't know how his V trigger works. I've got no idea about his matchup. I thought he could cancel that into the teleport to go behind me. Guess not. Already messed it up. It's a little unfortunate we're playing Seth players because A, I don't know the matchup, and B, they're all work in progress now, aren't they? These players. So these matches aren't the best, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to show. Yeah, the block stun on that is mad. You can't really... the range on it as well. It's very difficult to punish. What's this guy doing, man? That was unfortunate. Oh really? But we got them too, mate. This guy's getting skanked. I thought he was going to wake up DP, so I kind of waited a bit. Oh, so I can't DP. It's very hard to DP. Ah, I tried CA. Yeah, you see it, no CA again off the confirm. He gets a CA treatment there. So yeah, it's just a lack of sync between me and the controller, but it does feel like my kind of pad. I mean, if I went back, say, 10 years to when I was playing Street Fighter 4, I probably would have bought this pad back then. I was using, as I mentioned, the Super 8 controller, which is probably not very well known by anyone on the PC. But if I was playing on the Xbox, which I was at the time, very early on Street Fighter 4, I played on the Xbox 360. Because I had a bad experience with the Street Fighter 4 Madcatz pad, I didn't bother buying the Street Fighter XT pad. But going back, I would have bought this controller. Feels good, feels really good. But obviously, because now we have options like the Hori Fighting Commander that have the two shoulder buttons on the right hand side, the button layout's very similar to this. It's just a bit bigger as well. I think the D-pad sits a bit lower on the Hori, and the controller itself is bigger. It's a definite choice for me. It's almost perfect. Do you know what I'm saying? But this is really good, man. I'm really glad I picked it up. Thanks for the suggestion. It's from one of the subscribers. I think it was Dilawar, I think. Hopefully I've got the name right. I think it was that mentioned to try this pad. And I'm really glad you mentioned that, man, because one, we've added to the collection in terms of controllers we've tried on Street Fighter 5, and also because it is a good controller. Would I recommend it? Probably not if the Hori Fighting Command is available, because with this as well, the D-pad, you can see this is really loose. Bear in mind this is second hand as well. The rubbers underneath them apparently go really easily, so you have to replace them or the pads just don't work. So I wouldn't really recommend trying to get them now, and they're all going to be second hand as well anyway, so you're going to have to repair most of them. But it's not bad, man. It's pretty impressive for what it is, given it's a 10-year-old plus controller. Not bad at all. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. I think you've seen enough gameplay on it to be honest. I won't do any follow-up of sessions on this pad unless you guys really want to see it, but I can't imagine it's worth it. We've gone over the pad. It's nice to use it. It's now time to pass it on to another owner. So guys, take care. I hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions, any queries, as always, just give me a shout, and we'll catch up soon.